friends, welcome back to my Nutcracker series. Today is day number 3 and I am going to be doing the Waltz of the Snowflakes. So the wrap that I'm doing today is essentially the same as my Kate kit wrap, with a couple of small modifications and obviously using a different shaper. So I've got my mini Bobo on today, and we're just gonna get rolling. So I have here a white Shinylicious, and I am going to put it on my head evenly and at an angle, just like so, and tie in a knot at the back of my head. There we go. And again, with the mini Bobo, I think I've mentioned this before, that I recommend being careful when you're bringing things over because it's easy to kind of squish the top out of shape. So now I am going to bring my other side up and over to complete a V shape at the front of my head. And I am just going to tuck that in right at the nape of my neck. And it doesn't have to be super perfect because we are about to put another scarf on over it to do a veil style. So I'm using this jazzy scarf with silver sparkles in blue. This is a really nice broad scarf, and I recommend that for this look to pick something that's got a lot of width to it, because I want my veil to be long and dramatic, and the easiest way to accomplish that is to make sure that I have a nice wide scarf to start with. So I know it's really hard to see, but I have sort of folded over this edge in a triangle. I have a link in my Kate kit video to Kate's veil tutorial, and that is where I picked up this technique. So I'm going to bring that up and over, pull it nice and far forward, just sort of double check that I have my point in the back relatively centered. There we go. Okay, and I am just going to give this an eensy little tuck right there, just to hold it in place for a second while I move on to the next portion. And I'm now going to take the portion that is not in my veil, and I'm going to pass that through in the back. And this is where I want to make sure that my veil is hanging evenly, that I haven't pulled too much here, or I'm going to get like crinkles. So just kind of play with that until you have it hanging the way that you want. And it can take a little bit of fussing around to get it the way that you want, but that is looking about right. And now I can go back in and tidy this up. And it doesn't have to be super secure, because the next thing that I'm going to do is just continue on with this scarf and wrap it around. So you can pleat this a little bit more carefully if you want to, but I generally don't find that to be necessary because I think this scarf just folds itself so nicely when you leave it to its own devices. And this time, as I pass it around, I'm going to bring it underneath my white scarf. And this is really where I want to make sure that I am pulled nice and taut, and that my scarf is sitting where I want it, that it is sitting evenly. And that feels pretty good, looks pretty even, and my veil is still hanging nice and loose. All right, so now it is time to turn my attention to the white scarf. And once again, you can pleat this, you can just gather it up You could even give it a twist. And this is going to come up and over nice and broadly. I really want to make sure that I've got that featured as much as possible. And now I'm going to use this free end of my jazzy scarf to tie a beginner's luck knot. And so because this tail is so long, I am going to continue to do sort of an amped up beginner's luck, but instead of keeping everything super close together the way that I usually would, because I think it looks really neat to have the alternation of blue and white. I have a hard time finding my pocket there. There we go. All right. As I bring it up, I am also going to pull just a little bit and try and get that white peeking through. I just think that adds a really nice little detail, and then I'm going to do that one more time. Just pull that through. If I start getting little frayed bits out, just tuck them under. It is not a big deal. And then once again, find the gap. And yeah, just get the white exposed just a little bit. You don't have to do that. I just thought it added an extra little detail. And then this I'm going to twist to pull in those edges. And similar to my holiday party wrap, I'm just going to bring it right back down and put the tail through here. So I have now these two ends nice and even, really featuring that fringe, maximizing, you know, I really want to evoke that feeling of snow falling on a gray sky. I thought that was really neat. And then in the Kate wrap, I had a pin because that was part of the Kate kit. But instead today, I'm going to use this lovely little headband that I think I got as part of a kit. I think this was part of the Glowing Skyscapes Kala kit. And I'm going to put that just behind right here so that it's not covering up this. And instead of putting it on and tying it, I am instead just going to take that ribbon and tuck it underneath as I go across, just like that. And then this same thing, I am just going to bring it behind my scarf right here and tuck it underneath. There's a lot of scarf to work through here, and sometimes it's hard to find my pockets. All right, where is it? There we go. And then that is just going to get tucked in at the back of my neck. So this way you end up with the sparkle, but not so much any of the headband showing. Make sure I've got all my ends tucked in nice and tidy, and here it is. This is my Snow Queen look. So this is it from the front and side, back, and the other side. So this would be a wonderful festive look, not just for winter, but for any time, and obviously you can change the idea of it completely if you use different colored scarves. So I hope you enjoyed Nutcracker Wrap Day number 3. That's a wrap for me. Thank you so much for watching.